Not too old, but a little old in the recent past.
It is old. It is old.
And this one is brought to you by our lead producer, Derek Ekosam, making that choice. And as always, you can get a lot of these old videos on YouTube. And talking about YouTube, we have a channel there. We have fresh videos on our channel, Major Online TV. Please go and look for those fresh videos we have. Well, so, Mama V, good morning to you.
Good morning. That's by way of Derek Ekosam bringing himself back onto the show.
Yeah.
You know,
was a bit under the weather, convalescing, came back with an old song. What should we be expecting? I love your sea blue. You look good.
Well, thank you
He
very
says you are
much.
turning on the screws. Huh?
Good morning.
You. Be romantic small. Say thank you.
Really? Saying thank you is romantic. That's your by way of... If you're just joining us, this is the AM show. You missed the AM news, but that's why we're here to do the newspapers and the online review, so you can be on top of what's making news here in our country and elsewhere. So let's start off with the Daily Graphic newspaper, shall we? Front page of the Graphic this morning, you see these two gentlemen walking. Where they're walking to exactly? But Abu Jinapo Asenso Boache cleared bribery allegation made by A+. False. Will there be a follow-up? Is A+ talking? Because, you know, the CID came up with this yesterday. We've not heard from him. We'll be monitoring his Facebook page to see if it's going to be responding. But story says the Criminal Investigations Department of the Ghana Police Service has cleared the two deputy chiefs of staff of all corruption allegations made against them by Kwame Asari, Obeng, aka A+, a musician. A release signed by the Director General of the CID, Commissioner of Police, Mr. Bright Odro, and issued in Accra yesterday, said the allegations of corruption against the two, Mr. Francis Asenso Boache and Mr. Samuel Abu Jinapo, were found to be baseless, unsubstantiated, and without credibility. So details of how we even got to this position by the CID, all captured in the Daily Graphic newspaper of today. Is there going to be another action following that? Because if you're found to have made false allegations against someone, can they further take an action following that? We'll see how that goes. But on AM Talk, we'll bring you a lot more of the conversation. Also, free SHS has come to stay, according to our president. UTAC calls of strike. This whole UTAC strike, I don't know, it's been one weird journey that we've been on, because apparently the president who declared this action, Roland Walker, he's actually not going to be in office after Friday because there are new executives. And he decided.
Oh. Oh, is that the case?
You know.
I didn't know.
Let's see the angle that the Graphic is picking the story. Yeah.
His office and capacity has expired.
Not exactly. He's on his way out. And yesterday...
He's near expiration. Just think about it.
So you see how when people are about exiting, they kind of either commit or they make... You know, I don't know. Once your time has not expired. But story in the Graphic on page 23 says the University Teachers Association of Ghana has suspended its nationwide strike barely a day into the industrial action. The members of the association yesterday began an industrial action leading to the withdrawal of teaching services in all public universities in the country, in solidarity with their counterparts at the University of Education, Winneba. The action followed an order by the High Court in Winneba for the Vice-Chancellor of the University of Education, Winneba, Professor Mauto Avoka, to step aside until a court case brought against him was determined. But the point is that even though they said there was a strike action, if you monitored JoyNews, we did go pretty much across the country yesterday. And in Legon, University of Ghana, Legon, teaching was ongoing. I mean, everything was pretty smooth. Tech, some people in Kumasi, some people didn't even know that an action had been called. So I don't know who suspended the strike. The strike was suspended by UTAC following a crunch meeting between the executives of the association and the vice chancellors, Ghana in Accra yesterday. Okay, so that's where this communication came from. Briefing the Daily Graphic after the about 3-hour meeting, which was held behind closed doors, the national president of UTAC, Dr. Harry Agbanu, said the association had reposed confidence in the VCG to resolve the umpires at the University of Education, whenever. All right. Make educational curriculum strategic. That's Professor Esuman, who is a lecturer at the Methodist University, calling for a review, if you like, of Ghana's educational curriculum to a strategic curriculum. Details of that in the Daily Graphic newspaper. Let's see what's making back page headlines. Some sports stories on the back page of the Daily Graphic now. Nigeria stand Ghana 2-0. Oh, so the Super Eagles of Nigeria puts up a solid second half performance to beat Ghana's Black Stars B2-0 at the Cape Coast Sports Stadium yesterday. Okay, and Guinea-Mali exit Waffle Cup. Details, Benedict will be here to tell us, to give us all the updates in the Waffle. For now, that's it for the Daily Graphic newspaper, Roland.
All right, so we have the Ghanaian Times. On the front page of the Ghanaian Times, 13 killed in violent clashes between farmers, herdsmen in Kintampo. We're talking to the Ghanaian Times. All right, don't worry, we'll get there. All right, so we're there now. On the front page, it also says apparently a total of 13 people have been killed in violent clashes in the past 2 weeks between Fulani herdsmen and Konkumba settler farmers in the Kintampo North Municipality of the Bonafu region. The deaths occurred during attacks and reprisal ones over alleged destruction of farms by the cattle that they had. Now, the troubled communities are Jatokura, Kaupe, Yabonkopuhora, Dawadawa, and then we have Kadreso, and we have also the Bonafu Regional Police Commander, Deputy Commissioner of Police Kweku Techipoku, confirming the deaths to the Ghanaian Times. There's a story that's intriguing. It's on page 3 of the paper. It says Stephen J. Akpo, who is a teacher at Dadieso Senior High School, who was arrested on the instruction of the DC for Swamang. That's Christian ban for extortion, was yesterday granted bail by the police at Dadieso. Mr. AJ has been accused of collecting unapproved fees from prospective students seeking admission to senior high schools at Dadieso. And we're told that he was reported to the police. I thought it was supposed to be the Ghana Education Service Office. Anyway, other stories we have on the front page of the Ghanaian Times. CID, corruption allegations against 2 deputy chiefs of staff were told baseless. We also have NTC, Nursing Training College workers embark on, New Times, it should be New Times. New Times Corporation workers embark on demonstration, but board describes action as unwarranted. You have a picture there of the TUC boss, the GJ president, Roland for money. And
is it just me, but it's for the first time in a long while, we've seen the GJ president actually go to a place when there's real action in real time to try and calm situations down. Is it because of the upcoming elections?
Yeah, I think the election is in 10 days.
So you know what they say, eh? Whatever happens on the national front is actually what happens in the smaller place.
It's a microcosm.
That's like, exactly, it's a bit, the bigger reflection is what happens on the national front. Okay. It's just like going into elections, like a national election, and seeing the key people actually be on the move. Just saying. Yeah, because there was an action happened at TV3. I didn't see the GJA president. Did you see him?
Nope.
There was an
action. But I think he's been solidarizing with them more. The last time they demonstrated, he was there.
But this one, he was actually at the New Times Corporation.
The last time they demonstrated, I think the TV3 report, he was there. It was captured in the papers, yes. President recommends common market for African countries. And those are the stories we have. We know the president, according to the reports, was addressing...
President is in New York, oh. Is it the same place?
This is a New York story from Yaoche, New York. And President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo has called on leaders in African countries to create a common market for the continent that is going to remove all trade barriers and restrictions to promote intra-regional trade between member states. And it's a problem that we always have. It's a problem that we always have.
You're through with the paper? There's something in the Daily Graphic that I missed. It's on page 22. It's a big congratulations and Ayiko. I think this is in a local dialect, but I can't quite say, read it. So I'm just going to stick to the congratulations and Ayiko. Honorable Alban Sumani Kingsford Bagbin, on your triple-barreled accomplishments, and they state that in the graphic. I'm going to show it to you in a little bit. Let's see if I can show exactly. Okay, so this is it. 60th birthday anniversary, so happy birthday to you. And 25 unbroken years of dedicated and peerless service to your constituents, to Mother Ghana, and to humanity at large. And thirdly, conferment of an honorary doctorate degree by the University of Professional Studies, Accra, UPSA. So that's why you have one of the respected parliamentarians making a full page news in the Daily Graphic newspaper. So happy birthday to you, sir. Enjoy your birthday and all the accomplishments stated here. It's not everybody who gets to achieve this, so it's big. Okay, now let's do my Finda newspaper. Yeah, this is in the graphic. Let's do the Finda newspaper. Front page of the Finda now. Row over pensions, illegal annuity reduces lump sum for 12 years by 41.9%. Don't worry, we'll get into the details of the story for a better understanding. TUC Lord's Free SHS says its most important social intervention program since independence. A+'s allegation against Jenapo Asenso baseless, according to the CID. So the story pretty much also trending from late yesterday. But on page 2 in the Finda newspaper, the Social Security and National Insurance Trusts, SNIT, has been accused of adopting illegalities which have reduced the amount of money pensioners are entitled to by law. These illegalities have been identified as disregard for annual salary in a selection of months for pension calculation, deduction associated with early retirement, wrong computations, and annuity deductions. General Secretary of the Health Workers Services Workers Union, Reynolds Tinkrine, told the Finda that the illegalities adopted by SNIT have worsened an already pathetic plight of pensioners in the country. He has therefore asked SNIT to immediately stop their illegalities, and you can continue to read because they outlined the various illegalities and how it comes about in the paper. In the Finda newspaper. It'll be good to read and get a better understanding. On the front page, this story comes with Dr. John Ofori Tinkrine, Director General of SNITS, and Reynolds Tinkrine. Coincidentally, they all have Tinkrine in their names, but I'm not sure they agree on this latest developments. Okay, so you can continue to read some more stories in the Finda newspaper. Roland?
Okay, so we do the Daily Guide. On the front page of the Daily Guide, we have CID throws out A+ over corruption claims, and the story will be there very soon. We also have Mahama, a movie star, says butchery reports, and now the Daily Guide says they have the full report, so I'm sure they will be serializing it in the next publications. New single window coming for more revenue. All right. So those are the stories.
Mahama is a movie star?
Well, according to the details I imagine about, they don't go straight away to go do so. So details I imagine about the report of the Kwesi Botchwey Committee that investigated why the NDC lost the general election, describing Mr. Mahama as living the life of a movie star, and that has not been put in quotes though, in the run-up to the election.
So that's okay.
Now, President, okay, this one is in quotes. President Mahama lived a life of a movie star.
Says who?
It's a 65-page executive summary of the report kept like a state secret. States on page 27. And so you have to grab it. I think I was halfway through.
There's one thing that I know though, because because they went around, they had various people talking about the subject, and they kept the people's comments in the reports. So watch what quotes is given you, because you never may know who is saying that. It could be like a constituency executive somewhere, not necessarily chairman of that committee is saying that. But I guess, you can read the details in the Daily Guide and then get your own understanding out of the story.
Let's look at the center spread. You go to the center spread of the Daily Guide. It has there Kevin Hart's sex scandal. You know, the comedian and actor and the Hollywood star. And we're told that I was reading about this a couple of days ago.
You and sex scandals.
It says apparently he went live or something on some of those streaming sites.
He went live.
Was apologizing to the wife who is pregnant, we're told. Apparently he's been having some things with multiple women.
And he did it live, or the apology was live. You know, they got married not too long ago.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. So he went live to apologize.
Yeah, so
but he's done anything already.
He's done some damning things and he's apologizing. Gollywood Film Village relocates to Accra. All right. And then we have Queen Mother Wows at Asokli Festival took place.
The Yam Festival.
And then Amake grabs top award. Ghanaian actress, what was the latest? Okay.
The latest is her award.
Okay. Was crowned Best Actress at the Newark International Film Festival 2017, New Jersey, USA on Sunday, September. Her performance was extremely impressive in Sink or Swim movie, which also won the best film at the event. Do you know the movie? The award-winning filmmaker Ike Nwabwe is director of the, I'm sure it's a Nigerian movie. It brought together actors from Ghana, Nigeria,
What
Tanzania,
makes it a Nigerian movie when there's a Ghanaian actress in there?
Yeah, but the filmmaker is a Nigerian. We had Zakoji, Wanmi, Dada, Ofula, and I'm over there. But we had Ajiti Anan, Amake Ababese, all of them in those
This
movies.
guy is Ghana, Niger.
Okay, collabo. That's what if we want to. But I think that there's a problem with our movie industry. These I don't see the movies again.
Listen, I think the point is, are we even interested in our own movies? We probably may not be because
I used to buy a lot of.
You used to buy the movies?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shelley Frimpong and many of those.
Shelley's movies.
But these days I don't know. Maybe I haven't been.
But how many Shelleys are in the system?
Yeah, no problem. And then Laila Jansi, but doesn't sell her movies around. She goes to the festivals before they come, because you have to make money out of what you've invested.
You do. And the people must also appreciate what you've created. That's also really important.
The way we retail the movies in Ghana is not the best.
Yeah. I hear the place in, is it Tudu, where they used to sell lots of movies. That place is almost collapsed. It's almost non-existent today. Tells you the state in which we are.
But these days, cable TV, etc., has, because now, for example, let's say the top cable TV in Ghana, you can get the latest movies streamed for you. Is it one of the packages they have? Yeah.
No, but you see, the point is, if you were to produce a local movie, then like because
but if you
on Joy Prime they do the premieres where they can premiere your movie. But that also means that you're paying something to the producer. Now, how many TV stations in Ghana would do that? They would rather show the other content from Nigeria.
Yes, I do understand that, but I'm saying that if we look at the platforms, and I know that the producers are having a hard time trying to penetrate the market, but if we look at the platforms that are available to them, if they sell the movies maybe per viewer or per eyeball, maybe some Ghana from whatever is paid or subscribed, maybe they can look at those options. So maybe you go and subscribe to that cable channel.
Yeah.
So you get something out of it, and you look at the number of eyeballs.
A few things have been launched. So, for instance,
and then some of the notable stations. Yeah. You can get per eyeball. You can get some fraction.
Yeah. Okay. Now you're even going to more of traditional media, but recently things have been launched. So I know somebody launching, or an organization with MTN, for instance, where the content will be on your phone and it's pay as you go, and you can watch a movie. You can subscribe
those ones should also be available once you want to explore.
So maybe, who knows? We're going really slowly, but maybe we'll get to the point. If you've got comments, and I know that you do have comments on the things we've been talking about, please send it to us. We'd love to hear from you. After all, the show is not about us; it's all about you. So send us regular SMS messages, and we're going to share it. Let's do maybe the last newspaper, or one or two, and then we'll do online. The Daily Dispatch newspaper. Front page of the Daily Dispatch, the new Founders Day, Akufo-Addo wants recognition. Let me read this well. The new Founders Day. Akufo-Addo wants recognition for his late uncle. That's according to a member of parliament. Who exactly speaking? I guess you've got to dig into the papers. Accusations against Asenso Jenapo baseless, according to the police. So that story also making front page headline in the Daily Dispatch newspaper. We're just quickly going to run through the Business and Financial Times, and then we're going to go myjoyonline.com, but send us your messages. Roland, Business and Financial Times?
Yeah, I do Business and Financial. The last paper, wheat import increases by 160%.
Excuse me, what did you say?
Wheat.
I had wheat.
Wheat. But some here say. It says that Ghana imports on average 55,000 metric tons of wheat flour annually for local consumption. And Akufo-Addo hails 1,000 megawatt gas deal with Gazprom, the Russian energy giant, Gazprom, big in Europe, especially in Eastern Europe. So those are the stories we have. Front page of the Business and Financial Times. Now let's go to the online portals.
We're going to go to myjoyonline.com, but before that, let's read some of your messages. Boko Senior High School rejected my ward and said that the school is full. That means this child will not benefit from the free SHS help. Oh, that's Paul from Talensi. Paul, the last time we checked, there was a certain pool where the schools were available, not necessarily what you chose, but you could choose from other schools. Check that out and give us the feedback. This one says, tell the government to pay the 2013-2014 batch of teachers who were given 3 months salary due to the NDC's so-called 3 months payment policy salary structure. Tony in Doma, Ahinkro in BA sending this message. This one also says, the president and NPP can't fight corruption, only they are out to cover his appointees. Ghanaians are watching. Yusuf and Tamale, if you have anything contrary to what we know, please let us know. We're not making accusations without facts. And please kindly do not call the number. It's just for SMS messages. There's a worrying trend in Wale Wale. Armed robbery attacks is on the increase and the police is virtually helpless. We want the government to come to our aid. Mahama Gainu in Nima, and thank you for your earlier comments. Akoto Razak in Tamale says the insecurity in the country is too much. The police must wake up. AU Farouk in Tamale also says, good morning. No wonder the 2 deputy chiefs of staff set free of no wrong by the CID. This government cannot prosecute any of its appointees found corrupt. God save this country. But that was an investigation, and the police CID says, the allegations were unsubstantiated, baseless. So I'm not sure on what basis where you are coming from with your points. This person says, honestly, this Founders Day thing is a shame and a stab in the back for Nkrumah's dream. Nanaba from Koforidia says so. And Samuel in Takrade, thank you very much for the nice comments that you make. Now let's do myjoyonline.com. Roland, shall we?
Unacceptable to say only Nkrumah established Ghana. Dr. Edu, a senior research fellow at the Institute of African Studies, says Ghana's past achievement and ongoing development cannot be attributed to any singular person or group. Founders Day controversy. Akufo-Addo accused of dividing Ghanaians. Now, it'll be quite interesting, these views now being expressed.
Yeah, yesterday we got loads of comments, and I'm sure many more coming through today. If you've got, listen, this is for us to have a conversation on. It's for us to discuss. After all, if it's 21st is a holiday and 4th of August is a holiday, it's not for, the president. It's for all of us. So we've got to have a say. If you have a say, let us know. Still on myjoyonline.com, A+ corruption allegations baseless, according to the police. Utah calls off failed strike. That's more like it. That's a true representation of what happened yesterday. Cath receives infusion pumps to improve pediatric care. Konfano Teaching Hospitals. Hospital, the nation's second largest referral facility, has taken delivery of infusion pumps to help improve the quality of pediatric care. That certainly is good news. Prayer comes and mental health, a piece that you can read, and we encourage you to read details of that on myjoyonline.com. Wafu, of course, Benedict will be here, so let's leave that for Benedict to carry. Protesting workers did not allow due process. New Times Corporation MD, the managing director of the New Times Corporation, publisher of the Ghanaian Times and Spectator newspapers, says protesting workers must resort to lay down procedures and processes. I like the fact that she's standing strong. If you think I'm doing something wrong, go through the processes. Lawyer chides UTAC as lecturers demand apology for strike, amongst many other stories on myjournline.com. Rewalker?
So we have other stories on City FM, Mamavi.
Prosecutes A+ for baseless corruption claims, according to Vitus Axim. Temaport Customs sees under-declared container from China. La Presby SHS students study in uncompleted buildings without boards. This is the school. Remember, this school, the headmaster was also sanctioned for asking parents to contribute towards desk. So this is the picture there, tells you the kind of classroom. So headmaster, they are saying that if your situation is like this, don't talk to media, just sit there. Manage it like that. Or just like the Times, go through the processes and in the meantime. But I think that parents should visit the facilities where their children are studying, because if the school heads, and listen, because of what has happened, Roland, I want to believe that you won't find a lot of school heads talking. They are not going to talk to the media. Teachers are not going to talk to the media as well. So parents, visit where your children are. And if there are situations to report on, then you can tell the story of the school where your child is. We can't rely on the heads because of what has happened recently with some of them being sanctioned for talking, for exposing what is there, really, the reality. Fuel prices increased by 3% average in 2017. Aren't we tired of that? Like, sometimes you go and buy the fuel, you are wondering, what is... Because the thing goes, and it's not ending. You're looking at your cash. You're looking at the gauge. So City FM Online, lots of stories there. You can check it out as well. Okay, let's do the BBC. This is the Africa page of the BBC. Nigerian wins 2017 Komla Dumo Award. Nigerian journalist Amina Yuguda is the third winner of the BBC World News Komla Dumo Award. 100 sentenced to in Egypt's mass trial. Kenyan voting system won't be ready. The voting system cannot be installed in time for October's election rerun, its maker says. So more highlights. Teenager built his own phone. That will be an interesting story to check out. A teenager in Canada built his own phone after his Somalian mother says she can't afford to buy one. That's sweet. I hope the phone works, by the way. So lots of African stories that you can check out on the BBC Africa page. We've got to run. I know I say this all the time, but we will come back. We'll come back and share a lot more of your messages. Benedict is up next. He's got that Ghana-Nigeria game and that defeat. But it's our team B team, yeah? So no worries. Stay with us. You're watching the AM show. Your comments are still welcome via regular SMS.